Hey there, yarnpreneurs. Jess here. Happy Tuesday. And it is Tip Tuesday. I'm excited about today's Tip Tuesday. It's always exciting when we get to a new course in the Academy. So Monday, which was yesterday, started Module 1 for our brand new course. And this is our 6th Success Path course. I can't believe we're already halfway through the blueprint. That is just crazy to me. It feels like we just started yesterday, but we are already on course 6. And we are looking at Module 1. So this course is all about social media. We are talking about social media and Ravelry. So today, what I really wanted to do, I wanted to talk about social media mindset. And this is always an interesting topic for me because I feel like based off of all the information I have from what I see that gets posted in the group and my own personal feelings, as well as interacting with colleagues and friends who are yarnpreneurs. One of the things that I notice is there's a big emphasis on social media as a means for marketing. And social media, in my opinion, and this is an opinion that I will defend probably until the end of time, I believe that social media is a tool. It is a fantastic tool, and it is good for certain things. Okay, so I break the things that social media is good for down into 2 main categories. And I believe that if you focus on social media, if you focus on using social media in the context of those 2 categories, you will succeed at social media and you will grow your business with social media in the way that social media complements your entire business structure. Hey Magda, how you doing? Today we are talking about changing your social media mindset. So I think the 2 main categories that social media is good for, category 1 is brand building. So that includes brand awareness, audience building, okay, community building, relationship building with your audience, brand recognition, okay, things like brand acceptance and trust. Building authority, right? So all of those kinds of things fall under the umbrella of brand building, okay? And social media is great for brand building. It allows you to establish a presence as a brand. You can upload your logo, your name. You can, share things that come from your perspective, from your business, from your personality, that you can share things that have to do with your brand, right? So from that perspective, social media does a really good job. Not only can you establish a presence, but you can interact with members of your community, members of your audience as your brand, okay? So you're given the opportunity to not only establish a presence as your brand, but interact as your brand so that people have a chance to recognize you and wind up, knowing, liking, and trusting you, which is the ultimate goal, right? So if we use social media for brand building, it does a really great job. Okay. The second category, the second area where social media does a really good job is traffic. Okay. Social media is great as a platform, right? If you picture, how you would have had to do this in the old days, you might have gotten up on an actual platform, maybe held a megaphone or used a microphone and had to shout your message and say, come follow me to this next location or this next thing that we're doing or this event, right? Now we can do kind of the same thing, but a digital version, right? So you have a platform where you can get your message out there. You can spread your brand's message, okay, as far as brand building goes, and you can direct traffic. You can direct your audience. You can direct your community to where you ultimately want them to be. And that is obviously going to be very different based on your business model, your golden circle, all of the things that we've kind of figured out up until this point. Amanda says that still sounds fun. Yes, it's totally fun. And I think social media is an amazing tool and it should have a place in your business. But when I talk about changing your social media mindset, I want to make sure that people are approaching it from the right angle and that they understand what it is good for. Okay? Because what I see happening most often are two main things. People think social media is good for marketing. And while brand building is a part of marketing, right? Those two kind of go hand in hand in some ways. However, your marketing plan and your marketing strategy as a whole should include social media, but should not be dominated by social media. Okay? Again, social media is a platform. It is a way for you to stand up, share your message, and direct people to where you ultimately want them to be. Okay? And there's a few reasons I believe that this is the way it should be done. First of all, social media is built for people. Okay? It was built by people for people, right? It was built as a way to be more social. It has evolved in a way to grow your brand and your business, but it originated as a way to communicate better, to enjoy more FaceTime, digital FaceTime with the people that you enjoy, talking with, sharing with, chatting with, posting with, all that kind of stuff, right? So it originated from a very, very basic human need, right? To communicate, to see and be seen. Again, it has evolved into something that is useful for our businesses, but at its core, it is for communication. It is for being social. So these platforms are designed for people. They may have business features, but they are designed for people, which means that you can only take what you're doing there with your business so far. Okay? You can only do so much. And that's why I believe if you focus on brand building and traffic generation with your social media, you will find more success with your social media efforts than if you approach it from a marketing standpoint. If you approach it from, this is the only place that I'm going to sell, right? This is the only place that I'm going to use sales language, or this is the only place where I'm going to try to get people to purchase my items, my products, my services, whatever those may be. So for those reasons, and for the other reason being that you have way more control over your own website, your own shop, your own display, your own sales pages, your own landing pages, your own email marketing. All of those things are things that you can own and control, which means that you can influence conversions in a way that you can't on, say, Instagram. So to take Instagram as an example, while they have recently expanded a lot of their options for, linking into stories, they are expanding their options for business profiles to put links in their profile, to be able to shop from images, things like that. So those are kind of going in our direction. However, algorithms are kind of going in the opposite direction, whereas people are wanting to see less and less businesses and advertisements in their feed, which means that they're starting to show more and more human beings and less brands and businesses. Which means that it's kind of a trade-off. And again, none of this you can control. These are not your businesses. You don't own Facebook and Instagram, and they can turn around and decide at any point that they are just going to stop advertising. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Right? But the possibility is there. So if we use social media for traffic generation, then at that point, it just becomes another tool in our toolbox, right? We can completely 100% control the design and layout and conversion of our landing pages, right? And our website and our blog and our online store and whatever that looks like for us. We can completely control that, which means that as social media changes, as platforms rise and fall, as they come and go, as they open and shut down, we can take advantage of whatever is doing best for us at that point, and we can still, utilize what it's good for our business, which is traffic. So that is my perspective. I believe that social media is an amazing tool. I believe that yarnpreneurs should use social media. I do believe that there are certain things you have to do as far as understanding the platforms that you're involved in, making sure that you have a strategy for each of those platforms, making sure that you have content spelled out, a schedule spelled out, so you know exactly what time you're spending there and if it's worth the time that you're spending there. If you're spending a bunch of time on social media and you're not getting a return, it is not worth it. Okay, so you have to, first of all, approach what you're actually doing on the platform from a strategic perspective, and then make sure you analyze what's happening on the platform, what it's giving you. Okay, is it actually building your brand? Is it actually generating traffic? And if it's not, is it because of your strategy, or is it because of the platform? Is it because of your audience, your messaging? And then you need to kind of dive deeper and figure out, what is not working and why, and what you can do to fix it. I have a question from Magda here. So you were saying that most of your marketing should be done on your website, newsletter, and social media should be used to direct people to that marketing that you have on your website. Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. I believe that in order to create your best possible business, in order to create a true successful business, first of all, you have to have control of your content and the way it is displayed and how you direct people to different offers, to purchase your products, to interact with your brand. So I do believe that your website and your email list are the main areas that you can control, and that you can start building things like sales funnels and more advanced marketing that allows you to take advantage of whatever traffic source is available, be it social media or something more on the SEO side like Pinterest, YouTube, or Google. All of those things are traffic generating as well, but in a more long-term aspect and from a totally different perspective. But either way, at the end of the day, if what you're trying to do is sell something, okay, you can sell that from a landing page and you can generate traffic from wherever you would like to do that. If some of that includes social media, which I think it should, then yes, absolutely, social media is a way to drive traffic. But beyond that, right, so driving traffic is one thing, but the brand building benefits, 3Bs, the brand building benefits to social media are undeniable. The way that you can build a community there, the way that you can interact with your audience, the relationship that you can have with them is pretty much impossible to have any other way. And it is extremely important to the health of your brand. So I don't believe that anyone should completely dismiss social media. I believe it has to be done in an extremely strategic and specific way according to your golden circle, your business model, and exactly what you're trying to accomplish, so that you are not wasting your time on social media, because that's a biggie. Whether you're wasting your time because you go on and you get like sucked into, scrolling through the feed, or if you're wasting your time because you don't have a strategy when you're posting and you're just not getting any, your business is not getting anything out of what you're doing there, right? So I encourage people to focus on, if they're brand new at this, exactly one social media platform. You have to pick one to focus on. And in the course, we go over all the differences between the major platforms and what they're good for, because each platform kind of has a different demographic, a different audience, even if they're not different people, but different people, the same person will go to a different platform for a different reason. So being aware of what someone is there to do can really help you formulate a strategy that makes sure you're sharing the things that will encourage them to engage and, either become a member of your audience or be more involved in your community. So I hope that has kind of cleared up some questions about social media. I find I used to be very bogged down by social media. I used to feel very overwhelmed by it. And once I kind of learned this new perspective and this new mindset, and I kind of understood its real purpose, not only in my business, but in my life, I had a totally different perspective on the time I spent there and why it was important. So previous to coming up with kind of this understanding of the purpose of social media, I would become a hermit. So I would go on social media. I would become overwhelmed. Or I'd post consistently for maybe a week or two, and then I'd be like, oh my God, this pace is so hard to keep up with, or I feel like I'm not really getting anywhere. And I would completely shut everything down and just like disappear for a few weeks, which is obviously not great for social media in general. So once I kind of understood, like, okay, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, kind of understanding the strategy behind what exactly I was trying to accomplish with my social media at all. It really lifted the burden for how I felt about my social media and the time that I spent there. So I hope that this does this for you as well. If you have any questions about my perspective on social media, why I believe it's an important tool, but a tool that should be used very specifically, please ask them in the comment box below and tag me at Jess Mason so I can make sure to see it and get back to you. And I hope this Tip Tuesday has been helpful for you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.